Mr. Speaker. On Sunday, I had a conversation with an individual that I've known for many years who recorded it without my knowledge and had it leaked to a gun lobbyist.
And we are live. My name is Nico Lagan, and I'm too conservative for the conservatives. My co-host, Rob Ambrose, not woke enough for the liberals. So we are the political orphans. As you can see, Rob's not there yet. He's a liberal. He's always late, but he's going to join us soon. So make sure to like this video. And as always, we want to hear from you. So leave us a comment and engage in the conversation. Here are the topics of the day. Disney announces that Jimmy Kimmel will be back on air tomorrow. Leaked audio recording of public safety minister confirms that the gun buyback will be mandatory. The RCMP is gathering at the BC ostrich farm and more. Obviously, there's so much more going on in the news. So get your comments ready because the show starts now. What's going on, everybody? Like I said, Rob's late. He's going to be a few minutes late. He's a liberal. It's totally normal. That's what they do, right? Jim, what's going on? How you doing? What's going on? Angry Canadian. What's going on, sir? What's going on? There is a bunch of stuff that's happening right now. We're going to wait till Rob shows up for the main topics of the day, but got a bunch of stuff that we can look at in the meantime. Wise guy, what's going on, wise guy? Hello, human. Hello, fellow human. Now, let's see what we can cover. See. There's a bunch of really good videos that I found that are just gonna be funny, but let's start with some Mark Carney stuff, because as you guys know, Mark Carney is in New York right now. The United Nations are meeting, and of course he cannot stop himself from saying some really idiotic, absolutely idiotic things. So as we wait for Rob to show up, we will look at some of the best comments Carney's made today at the UN in New York. This video is, hold on, I got a couple of them. This is an interesting one. He actually is talking about finding out new American policies on Truth Social and X. Instead of talking to the man, he learns from the social media. You know what, wise guy? No. I took some news. This is one of the topics I want to cover. Wise guy's asking, anyone else watching the live stream from Universal Ostrich Farm today? No, I haven't watched it, but I got the updates. I know the RCMP showed up earlier, pretty much announcing that the call is probably going to happen today, but that was hours ago, so I'm not sure what's going on. Where can I get the live feed, wise guy? If you want to give me, just put a link in the comments. I'll actually put it on one of my screens and I'll keep an eye on it as the show goes. Yeah, I agree, Angry Canadian. Not much happened except, I don't know if you're referring to the call. I don't know. But Misfit, you're absolutely right. Carney can go fuck himself with a sandpaper dildo. Yeah, well, he keeps on playing the game, and it's interesting because, well, it's not interesting. It's absolutely ridiculous, but obviously the left is still backing him. But yeah, some of the comments that he makes, it literally looks like he's just trying to piss off the US to make sure that we never get a deal, and we do have to go deal with China and Europe instead of dealing with our neighbor to the south that buys between 75 and 76% of our export. So here is Mark Carney at the UN today.
One thing I'd impress upon the audience is that Canadians understand the need to, as we put it, to be masters in our own house. The country does not want to wake up and look on, all due respect, on Truth Social or X to see what the latest change is in U.S. policy, but wants to get on with what we can control. And that's a big part of the government strategy. So getting rid of barriers east-west, as you put it, barriers across the provinces, that alone if it's fully done, we've done the federal part, but if all our provinces reduce their barriers, the estimates are that is a bigger return to the Canadian economy than the worst case trade outcome with the U.S. Now, one has a more immediate impact, and the other builds over time, but the orders of magnitude are clear. And that's before we do what...
I'm going to stop him right now, right there, because this is absolutely ludicrous. He's basically saying that we need to rely on Canada because it's going to have a greater return than dealing with the U.S. You know what? Sure. Medium, long term, absolutely. But what do we do in the meantime? And he touches on that, just saying, oh, one is medium term, the other short term. But he's saying that like it's nothing, like we're not going to suffer. We're already looking at a recession. Bank of Canada just lowered the interest rate, which he bragged about last week, like that was a good thing. Like Bank of Canada is dropping the interest rate because the economy is doing well. Obviously not. They're trying to allow the economy to bounce back, but it's not going to be enough, obviously, because 10 years of liberal policies have put us in a situation where a guy like Trump can literally take advantage of Canada. But again, he never addresses the problem in the short term because Canadians are suffering right now, like as we speak. Can we really wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years so that his government, like probably about 4 years for his government to do something? We can't. Canadians cannot wait 4 years. Our economy is hurting right now because of the past 10 years.
What we need to do, which is to double the rate of housing. We announced new...
Double the rate of housing. It's not even possible for them. Even the CMHC said that their plans wouldn't make it possible. It's not possible to double the amount of housing the way that they're doing it right now. And what's their solution? Spending $3.25 million per house to build 4,000 prefab house. Absolutely insane. Did you guys see that? Building Canada? Building Canada. Build Canada Now is the name of the program. They're going to invest something like $13 million to build 4,000 houses. Prefab houses. Obviously, prefab modular houses. The same type that obviously we can expect the same type as Brookfield actually builds, because surprise, surprise, they are in the modular home. But can you imagine spending $3 million 25 on prefab house? And we're not talking about palaces here. We've seen the photo ops. They're literally square boxes. So here you go again, right? Tries to find a medium to long-term solution for a problem that's hitting our economy right now.
Approach on housing and 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, and obviously he's not going to address the fact that the problem that we have, the reason we have a housing problem is because we won't stop the influx of immigrants coming in every year, like at least 1 million of them every year. Even if they're temporary, it doesn't matter. They still need housing. So those houses, those apartments are occupied so that Canadians here can't have them. They jack the price, and now he's basically telling us that the best solution for us to get out of our housing crisis is to put the problem inside to the government and say, oh, fix the problem by making sure that there's more red tape. When's the last time you saw a government actually do their job properly better than a private company could? Never fucking happened.
And the first projects that we have identified there scaled to around $50–60 billion of housing investment. The first major projects that I referenced in the remarks on new ports,
Absolutely ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous what that guy has to say. So now they just invested $13 million for 300 houses. 4,000 houses. Now he just bumped it up to $50–60 billion. Absolutely insane. This is just going to be wasted money that will never get back because he's just going to funnel that money to his own pockets through Brookfield. Blows my mind that people are actually believe in this guy. Absolutely blows my mind. I don't know what it's going to take for the average liberal voter to realize that this guy is just here to finish what Trudeau started, and that means putting a shit ton of money in his pockets. That's all he's doing. Now, here's another one. Here's another video that was posted today. This is CBC that was posting this. Actually, Mark Nixon reported on this, but it's a video from the CBC live feed. But basically, he seems to be insinuating that it is still, again, the possibility for the Ukraine, for us to put the military in the Ukraine. And now he's talking about maybe putting it in Gaza. Yet, I don't know if you remember, but my buddy, Randy Turner, JTF2 veteran, is like, we don't have the resources to do it. Everybody's telling him that they don't have the resources. So I don't know which boots he's talking about, but it seems that Mark Carney wants to put boots in Gaza as well as Ukraine.
The disarmament and elimination of Hamas as a force, certainly as a political force, military force first and political force, is one of the conditions for a sustained cessation of hostilities and peace. And when you say who is going to do that, there are many proposals, as I suspect you're aware, from a variety of Arab states, combination of Arab states and European states, to which Canada would be party if they were to come to pass, for multinational forces to be deployed in Palestine to enforce a peace and to drive that process forward. The disarmament.
Absolutely ludicrous. Absolutely fucking ludicrous. Now, let's see what you guys say. Let me know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys think about Mark Carney's address, because it's day one. I think they're there for a week. It's going to be gems after gems after gem if it's the same way as he went today. Absolutely crazy. Wise guy, except that the cops shut off. Oh, so you're talking about the coal, right? We'll address that because that's definitely something I wanted to talk about. So, except that the cops shut off the farm's electricity and are closing the road in to stop new people from showing up. I think the plan is to wait till dark so that it's harder to film. Yeah, you're probably right. Like I said, if you want to put a link in the comments, I'll make sure to keep an eye on it, and if something happens, I will actually bring it up on screen. Because this is insane. The whole BC ostrich farm thing is absolutely ridiculous. We all know why they're doing it. They just don't want us to remember that herd immunity, natural herd immunity is possible. They want to make sure that we rely on whoop whoops. That's all it is. This is all big pharma doing their job using the government to enforce their want. Yeah, Logan White, we're going to talk about that. We're going to do somewhat of a deep dive today in this because, what's her name? Wilson. Hold on. I found a video of Tracy Wilson. She is one of the director, if I'm not mistaken, of the CCFR. She leaked the audio recording of the public safety minister confirming that the gun buyback will be mandatory. And the reason they're going forward with it is because that's what Carney once, even though that he admits that if it was up to him, he would approach it completely differently. But the video is pretty long, it's like 15 minutes long, but we'll break it down. I have a bunch of videos about this because I'm a gun owner and this is just a gun grab. Let's be honest here. They're just coming after our guns and they're calling it a buyback, but it's bullshit. And I've been saying this ever since they mentioned it under Trudeau, I think 3 years ago, at least 2 years ago. And now they're actually the public minister was caught, was recorded without him knowing, and he pretty much admits that it is a gun grab. It is absolutely a gun grab. So we're definitely going to talk about that, Logan. Jim, safety minister leaked audio on gun ban. Oh yes, I got it, and we're going to listen to it. Absolutely. Misfit, of course, because then the Liberal can use Trump as the boogeyman to try and win another election. That's all they do. They've used Trump. They need an enemy in order to take the focus off of themselves, of the past 10 years of liberal policies, as Trump in the past 6 months or 8 months is responsible for our economy when it was going into the shitter for the past 10 years. Let's see, Mr. Doctor. I saw an update that said despite what Disney said about Kimmel returning, St. Clair is not showcasing it, is not showing it across ABC affiliates starting Tuesday. Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah, that's a possibility. We're definitely going to talk about that because it is definitely, he's definitely coming back. Like it was announced, Disney at least announced yesterday that they are bringing him back. Some affiliates, you're absolutely right, might decide not to do it, which it's their right? It's their right. But we're definitely going to talk about that. Mr. Doctor, so whatever Disney said was BS. I don't think it's BS, man. I wouldn't be surprised because ABC belongs to Disney. So they won't really have a choice because like I made a post about this on Instagram earlier, but basically the woke went after a woke company that is Disney to try to uncancel a woke late night show host. You see the irony here, right? Cancel culture. The left is now going after themselves. They're canceling themselves. And of course, the company, the woke company, didn't have a choice to go by what the woke people wanted because it is their customers. I know that I will never purchase stuff from Disney ever again, in the same way as I will never purchase stuff from Canadian Tire. I will never purchase stuff from, not Walmart, but Tim Hortons, because I know what they do and I don't condone them. So you know what? They won't have a choice to cater to the woke because they're the ones spending money on Disney products. I don't know for you, but no way in the hell that I'm giving money to Disney. Wise guy, that is probably why the police refused to do it. What are you talking about for, you're still talking about the calls, right? Logan White says, we need 51st state ASAP. Yeah, I think a lot of people feel like you, man. It feel like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there feel the exact same way as you do because, yeah, Canada is in for a very tough ride over the next few months. That's for sure. Over the next year, at least. Mr. Doctor, illegal immigrants can't afford $1 million homes. Ha ha ha. Yeah, but the thing is that illegal immigrants still need lodging. But the houses I was talking about is not for illegal immigrants per se. They're, how do they call them? They're affordable housing. So technically they're going to become government housing and they can give them to whoever they want. I'm not saying that they're going to give it to them, but I'm not saying they won't either. So it's government sponsored housing that can be given to anybody that they want to give to. So yeah. Wise guy, I live in Ontario and I agree at Logan White. You agree with which one? Probably the one that we need to like the 51st state, or you're talking about the prefab stuff? Man, it's hard to follow all the inside conversations that are going on here. Blah, blah, blah. Let me see here. We need a constitution. Sure. Yeah, we do. Oh, by the way, I forgot to remind you guys, tomorrow we do have a constitutional lawyer from the Justice Center for Constitutional Freedom joining us to speak about Bill C-9. I had a very interesting conversation with a very known social media creator today that I thought would be impacted by this, but surprisingly, I'm not going to name names because I'm not going to name names. But I invited him to come on the show. What's going on, man? I invited him to come on the show. Don't name names, Rob, because you know who that is. So don't shut up. We don't need to say who he is. But all I was going to say is we're going to have a constitutional lawyer tomorrow to talk about Bill C-9. But I was kind of surprised by that content creator because he is world known. Everybody here knows who that is. I must have had a good 10 to 15 minute conversation through text where he seemed to disagree with me as to how I see Bill C-9. We had a phone conversation and he disagrees, and I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm definitely not saying he's right, but I wanted to have him on to talk about this, but he's like, sorry, I don't have time to do this. But at least tomorrow we'll have a constitutional lawyer to see if I'm an alarmist or is there something there to that bill that we need to be very careful about. But that content creator also said that this is not the bill we need to worry about. There will be another bill C-63 that's coming down the pipe. This is not it. This is not tough enough. Like, this is not what we see in the UK, although, you know, it would have been for such a great conversation because two people that are considered conservatives could have had an actual conversation where we disagree. Because often conservatives, we agree, right? We're like, yep, we agree on that part. It would have been cool to have him on to disagree. Can't hear you, man. You muted yourself.
Yeah, that would have been a cool conversation. Logan, yes. That's all we're gonna say. Yeah, I mean, my take on this is that it is not as bad as the UK bill for sure. I think it's just a slippery slope. You just don't need hate speech legislation. You don't need hate crime legislation. Crimes are crimes, right? Perfectly, like anything that could be committed as a crime against anyone of any race should be equally prosecuted. I just believe that.
What was cool though about the conversation I had with him is that he made some valid points that I did not consider that will make for great questions that I'm going to ask the lawyer tomorrow. As in, he made it sound like, well, if you let me, I will tell you. If one of the things he was mentioning is that the crimes per se are just on top of crimes. You're not going to get a hate crime by itself, but it's just going to be on top of the existing crime. I didn't have time to go in a full-fledged debate with him, but technically right now it's not a crime to fly a Nazi flag. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying right now it's not a crime. That bill makes it a crime to do this in specific areas in public. And this is what I found interesting because they only, in the bill itself, they only list the SS bolts and the Nazi sign, and then they say whatever else, like whatever terrorist thing. See, I don't like
that'll be
click on this link. Click on this link to go to another place where we will update the list. Yeah, I don't like that.
I thought of that though when they said because one of them there's 3 points. There's no swastikas, no Nazi eagles. And and the third one was like just generic for like symbols of terrorist organizations. So I'm like, so when the pro-Palestinian crowd flies the Hamas flag, like what's gonna happen there?
Nothing. You know that nothing is gonna happen.
Yeah.
That was my whole point, right? That was the debate that I was having with him is you can say that it's not as bad as it sounds, but why does it need to exist?
Why? Yeah.
If it's true, if it is true that this is just on top of existing crimes, which I don't believe it is. But let's say that it is. Yeah, let's say that it is. Let's say that he's correct about that.
Yep.
It's already a problem. So why do we need to specify even more? Why it's already a crime to commit robbery, for example. The fact that I'm a white guy taking money from a black guy, if that's what I was going to do, that doesn't mean I'm fucking hating on the black guy. I just want his fucking money. You know, I'm so not racist that I will take money from black people. There you go. Yeah. That's how.
Exactly, right?
I'm kidding.
Equal
I wouldn't take their money. I'm kidding. I would not take their money.
And the fact of the matter is, there's no reason for it to be race-based. I don't like any of that. Like, you know, as whoever you're talking about there had said, you know, it's a crime on top of someone had to already commit a crime. Okay, sure, but like as you say, if you get 2 years for robbing a white guy, but 5 years for robbing a Hispanic or Muslim or trans person, that's just not fair, right? That's a two-tier justice system, and just on principle, you should always be against two-tier justice systems.
Yep. And that was my point. What you brought up there is exactly that. If you take this bill for what the power it gives to police officers, you need to trust police officers. I don't. If you take this bill, you need to trust your government. I don't. That's the problem. You're at the mercy of the judge, but The judge will make that decision. Okay, cool. I've seen judge look at modest amount of kitty porn. Or, hey, we can't prosecute this guy. He could not become a citizen for trying to sleep with a 15-year-old. A year for raping a 12-year-old? Like, no, I don't trust our justice system either. Fuck those woke judges, and they're everywhere. What was it last week? The woman that dumps her kid somewhere in Ontario, drives back to Montreal, and to find her kid 3 days later saying, oh yeah, I thought she was possessed, so I dumped it. Now she's not going to face any fucking consequences. They're like, we need to allow her to rebuild anew. How about that child that's going to be traumatized for the rest of her days? Like, absolutely. The guy that beat up that Jewish dude in Montreal, same thing. Oh, he had a temporary mental ill. Hey, fuck off. Fuck off. No. He didn't have a temporary anything. He wasn't regretting losing his job from the movie theater like 6 months ago. No. The guy's just an asshole, and he beat up a dude because, you know what? Maybe it was a hate crime. Maybe that one was a hate crime. Because I know that area very well, and there are Orthodox Jews around there. Very, very easy to recognize.
The hair and the curly.
Yeah. They're very, very easy to recognize. But that whole thing, it's, trust the judges, trust the police officers. Like, that's the problem. Why do we need a bill in the hand of people I don't even trust? I don't like it. But we'll see tomorrow. And, and on Wednesday, we have Kamil El-Sheikh, the organizer of the Million People March. A man who believes that Muslims, he's a Muslim, can get along with Christians, not only can get along, but can fight side by side to protect our children against the trans agenda. So we'll have a conversation with him.
That'll be interesting. Yeah, no,
I'm happy. I'm happy. So guys, please be polite. As rough, I'll be rough enough. You guys don't need to rip into him. Because he's actually, I don't know the guy personally, but I've talked to him. He seems like a nice guy. Like he actually seems like a really nice, I like the guy from the 2 times I seen one of his presentation. Even if I don't agree with him, I'm like, he actually seemed like a genuine nice guy. So I want to give him a chance. So please guys, do not be an asshole. I will be an asshole. If there's an asshole that needs to be, hello. Hello.
Let's just all of us try not to be assholes.
See, good point.
Talk about the pot calling the kettle black.
Yep. No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm here.
We
don't need to be on top of
it. We don't need another one. Logan says mental illness isn't temporary. Bunch of I don't get this argument at all. Why do I care if the guy who murdered the woman did it because he's evil or because he's crazy? If he's that kind of crazy, I still want him. Frankly, I probably want him more because he can't be rehabilitated, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the other guy could be. Who knows? But
that means everything's temporary. I lost my shit because the guy cut me off in traffic. I beheaded him, but I'm telling you, it was temporary. I've never done it before, and I swear I'll never do it again.
Well, let's take a specific example, or even the one you just gave, where was a mother did some fucked up shit with her kid because she thought he was possessed or something.
She thought her kid was possessed, that she was possessed, that her boss put the devil in her kid, so she dumped her on the side of the highway in Belleville, Ontario, if I remember correctly. Then drove home in Montreal an hour and a half later, and oh shit, I think I dumped my kid over there.
That's wild, man.
They took 3 days, if I'm not mistaken, to find a kid.
Remember that story? It kind of got pushed out of the news by Charlie Kirk, but the guy who had killed that Ukrainian woman, the young Ukrainian woman.
That's true, eh? That's completely disappeared. The Epstein files are not in question anymore. And that little Ukrainian girl that got jabbed, but got Pokerino by the big black guy. Yeah.
Well, and the thing is if he was in Canada, he'd probably be deemed crazy. You have to always be a little crazy to do something like that. But that's what, the people making these decisions, one of their criteria is wow, look at the horrific crime they committed. They must be mentally ill. Well, nah, bro. Some people are just fucking evil.
But nobody disagrees with that.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. We agree. They're fucking evil.
Yes,
they're evil. They're mentally ill. Call it whatever you want. There's something wrong with them. Because normal people don't do this shit. So get rid of them. Put them in prison.
Don't
throw
do
away the
that
key.
shit,
Like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
It-
What the
this
fuck?
idea,
But it was,
yeah. And if you want to feel good about it, if you want to make it like a prison that has like nice couches or something, and then say, oh, it's for the mentally ill, sure, I don't care. As long as you remove them from society for most likely the rest of their lives. Why should society have to suffer these kind of people around just because they were crazy or mentally ill? Like, we all have to just accept this super antisocial behavior because the other person in theory doesn't know better? That's bullshit. Maybe you treat them a little better, or you send them to a better prison for the rest of their lives, but you get them the fuck out of here. No.
Jeff Anderson saying, fuck, I'm late again.
Yeah, it's that
I'm turning into
girlfriend,
a
man.
shitty fan.
His
Yeah, you are a
girlfriend's
shitty fan. So we blame your girlfriend. Yeah, I agree with I agree with Rob. We blame your girlfriend. She blames us, probably, so we blame her.
Unless she
That's
likes
how
us
we
again.
roll.
Unless she likes us now.
That's how we roll.
And then we like her. You like
Is
me,
there
I like you.
is there something new, wise guy, about the Epstein file? Because to me, this whole thing is all a mess. Like, the last time I heard, Kash Patel was saying that there was no list. Like, bro.
Yeah, with those big old googly eyes.
Oh yeah, I
Like
swear.
Deer in
There's no list. There's no list.
Okay. Just like
Get
a
the
deer
fuck
in
outta
headlights. Yeah, now I have to go back to the office.
They literally,
Or
Trump
something.
ran during his campaign that he would expose the list, and now there's no list.
Yeah, there's no. I'm here to inform you that there's no
List.
list. Jeffrey Epstein. Never heard
Epstein?
of him.
Yeah,
who is this
Epstein?
guy?
Epstein? Who's Epstein?
I've never heard of him. Anyways,
Is anyone able to talk to Nico on Discord or something? Why? I'm right here.
Talk to us here.
I'm right here. I'm right here. But you get my email address, man. I'll put it in there if you have something to send me, man.
Yeah,
I'm open.
The Discord channel probably needs a little more of a core group than we have. Like, when you get that core group up to 100, 150.
Yeah.
And we're getting there, I think. I think we're getting close to
It's just, it was so much time to manage.
Yeah.
Like, we got some things in the works.
It's still there. It's
Hopefully,
just on pause for now.
Yeah, hopefully I get back to it soon, though. Let's get into it. So you heard about that, obviously. Jimmy Kimmel, Disney announced that Jimmy Kimmel's back. He's going to be back on there tomorrow.
I think he should be, right? So he should be. Like, it's funny because the left is like, oh, the right starts crying over this. From like, the right was also saying, yeah, that's not really, I don't agree with this, guys.
Nobody gives a fuck at the end of the day because the right is not giving money to Disney. We don't like their woke fucking indoctrination movies that they've been putting out over the past 15 years. My son will never watch that fucking garbage. What am I going to go watch their Disney Plus? Go fuck yourself. I'm not paying for that shit.
Is that on principle, or would you allow him to watch like the older ones that were actually good? Like,
I will have
Lion
to
King or something.
I will have to rewatch it. I started rewatching older movies right now, like older kids movie in preparation.
Yeah,
but the last 15
if it, like, got under the radar back then or something.
Yeah.
When did it? Okay, so ask the audience then. When did it start? Because I don't think it was Lion King. Moana, maybe? Would Moana be the first of the woke? Into Disney.
I don't know, man. I'd have. Is anyone here seeing the stream?
Wise guy,
Which
brother.
stream? What stream? This stream?
Yeah,
this stream's working.
Wise guy, we're all here, man. He doesn't.
We're not here.
Yeah.
We're not here. Yeah. So let's get to Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, nobody on the right gives a fuck. I think it was, to me, it's hilarious because I made a post about this. I was talking to the people here about it earlier, but the woke went after the wokest company on the planet, that is Disney, because Disney canceled a woke late night host. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, do you guys not understand? You're going after yourself. We're not the one canceling him. We don't give Disney our money in the first place, assholes. Who's giving? Because people are like, oh, I'm going to cancel my Hulu. I'm going to cancel my Disney. I'm going to cancel this. Disney needed to bring him back because they're the only one giving you money.
Yeah, for sure.
We haven't
mean,
supported their movies in 10 years. We don't
that's
give money
right.
to Hulu. We don't give money. Plus, most of us are smart enough to actually get our movies online for free.
Yeah.
Not for free. I would never condone that. You should never do this. You should always pay for the services.
Oh yeah, of course. Always at all times.
That's my disclaimer. Never, 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 never use pirated websites, please.
Mike, just before we get to there, I got one or two comments. Mike DeSare says,
Yeah,
Nico,
go for it.
What's up with the hat? Did you dye your hair green and it came out? Yeah.
I came out. No.
He goes, is a they, them. He's a they, them now.
I like hats, man. I have a bunch. I
love hats.
It's just, I went to the store this weekend. I have a weird head. I don't have a deep head, if that makes sense.
You had a decent bald head.
I do. I'm very lucky, but hats are normally too deep. So they catch my ear and it drives me absolutely ballistic.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to find hats, but I found three.
Nice.
3 new hats. I'm pretty happy about this. So that's one of them. And it's a golf hat, so that makes me happy.
Doso says sub dickheads, but I just want to take that one because Doso
sub dickheads.
Well, yeah, I just wanted because it's Dosso's. Remember, so every night after the stream, me and Nico just do a quick debrief, and we saw a comment you had made yesterday that we didn't even get to, but it was something like, do you remember the one I'm talking about? It was like, if you guys ever become big, they're going to try to buy you or something.
Oh, don't let them buy your voice.
Yeah.
Rob is totally for sale. We've had that conversation before.
I am for sale. I'll be whatever the fuck you want me to be. I'll come here tomorrow. Yeah, like fucking.
I'm not.
Big. Hey.
I am definitely not.
No.
Definitely not for sale, so you don't have to worry about that. But can you expect a liberal not to be for sale?
Well,
like,
I am
call
for
himself
sale,
an anti-woke.
I don't think they can afford me, so.
Oh, bitch, please. Bitch, please. Bitch, please. Like you're that expensive. You're fucking wearing a douchey Nike
That's really all I want.
Right now.
Give me a Nike tank top. I'll say whatever. Like here's my brother's hand-me-down. Yeah, I'll take it.
Absolutely, that Wilf Alcock is saying that laugh out loud for sales. Rob's probably for rent. Oh, not even for rent. Dinner. He will put out for lunch. No question. Actually, he would probably take a Tim Hortons coffee. That's how for sale he is.
I'm the one. Okay.
You're the one. Oh, yeah, you're the one. Okay.
No, I was going to say, I'm the one who, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not going to say that. I'll tell you later.
So you ready for some Jimmy Kimmel? We'll just go through it.
We are following breaking news on a story we brought you at the top of the show. Jimmy Kimmel will return to his late night show tomorrow. That is according to a statement just released by the Walt Disney Company. Kimmel, as you know, was suspended last week following comments about the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. NBC News correspondent Liz Kreutz is back with us. Liz, what did the Disney Company say?
Did you notice how they adapted their speech? Now he's a conservative activist, not a full-blown racist xenophobe. You know, last week they were ripping into him. I guess somebody getting canceled like Jimmy Kimmel is like, oh shit, there's consequences to what we have to say now, so I got to be careful?
Well,
they don't call him the same as last week, do they?
No, and I do think even though Kimmel's back, which I think is fine because I really don't think it was that big a deal.
Couldn't care less.
It's actually, I think, gotten into the leftist psyche. I think people are gonna know, oh shit, maybe I can't say like everything that I believe as if that's the consensus moral position, right?
Yep.
Which is unusual ground for liberals over the last 20 years. Like every position they held was the consensus moral position in the rest of society, right? To be LGBTQ plus friendly was the morally right position. To be for open borders immigration was the morally right position. And so they could say these things without fear. Conservatives have known for a while that they've got to watch what they say. And I think that will benefit them as over the next couple of years, just because I think culturally that's a good trait to have. The left where they just say whatever they think as if they're right. That's going to backfire a lot, especially in a situation where perhaps the left's cultural dominance is not quite as strong as it has been, or even at all.
You know, maybe it was just a stunt the whole time, because their late night shows are not very popular like they used to be. Like, I was looking at the numbers, and it's estimated that Jimmy Kimmel has lost more than 34% of his audience over the past few years. So it's getting less and less popular. They're woken, and they go woke and woke, more and more woke, less and less popular. I'm curious to see what is going to happen to his ratings, because now people are all woo, Jimmy Kimmel. But I guarantee you, he's going to do like the WNBA. Everybody last year was saying how the WNBA, they need to make as much money as the guys in the NBA with no fucking revenue. They've been in existence for like 30 years. They've never turned a profit. I think the least money they lost in 1 year is $5 million. And the only reason the WNBA exists is because the NBA is paying for it, and it's probably a massive tax break. That's it. Nobody gives a fuck about the WNBA. They get schooled by 13, 14-year-old boy.
Well, they're still subsidized by the NBA, I believe.
They're 100% paid. They lose more than $5 million a year. They have never turned a profit in 30 or 35 years of existence.
I think the
not
deal
one,
is
zero.
I think that deal is the NBA basically pays for the expenses of the league, and any money they can make, they get to keep. So like, it's the ultimate business model. You have no expenses, and every dollar you make is yours as profit, and it's still.
But they're complaining that they're not making enough money when, you know, at the end of the day, who do you want to see play? Do you want to see the big boys, the guys that actually... I don't even like the NBA. Like, I hate what the NBA's become. I like the Michael Jordan era of players where guys actually were men and were used to getting hit. Now they're playing soccer with a basketball.
Sure, but
they're always...
there's still a lot of athleticism, right? There's still a lot of genetic
no questions.
And
no questions about it.
I don't like the style of play either. I don't like the way the game is gone. But you still see these just freaks of nature, and that's what everyone wants to see, right? They want to see the freaks, the people that the 0.01% of society. That's what.
But nobody wants to watch the WNBA. No. You're literally guys in high school that are not even tier 1 beats the WNBA. There's so many videos of them. Yeah. Do you remember the American League, the soccer team for the US, the best soccer team on the planet? They won.
High school team in Texas.
They got destroyed like 9-1
by a boys' high school team in Dallas, Texas. Bunch of 15-year-olds just got whooped.
You see, wise guy saying that he only watches when Caitlin Clark's playing. So you think she's hot, right? You think she's hot, right?
I think she's like the only world-class player, in my opinion. Like the only player, maybe not world-class, but like I'm sure there are others. But like just marketable-wise, she's marketability-wise.
She's marketable, yes.
She's a highly marketable player. And like there's always going to be a gap between the men and the women, and that's just biological. I think she's as close to the top of the game as you can get as a female athlete. That's why I think she's so big. And you know, if you had a league full of that people would watch that too. It's just right now you're not even watching the best, like most athletic women. Like as I watch, I'm like, listen, I like there are some female sports that are actually entertaining. Women's tennis is good. It's not as powerful as the men's, but it's a different game, right?
You don't watch it because it's good. You fucking lie.
No, that's well, I don't watch tennis at all. Women's beach volleyball, and of course we know why that's popular. But maybe the WNBA should take a lesson. You know, sometimes sex sells. You got to jazz it up a little. Although,
did you see? Yeah, but did you see what they look like? Did you see Brittany Griner? You know Brittany Griner, right?
Oh, that's a man, bro.
Do you know it came out? She's a dude. Oh, like there's a bunch of videos. Oh yeah. She's been canned. She's been removed from the WNBA. Last time I checked, they removed her because
I think she's back now.
That was like a week or two ago, bro.
No, you got to.
I'm telling you.
No.
What's her name? What's his name? I'm not gonna call her because she ain't a fucking her.
That's a dude.
Oh, there's videos of him without a shirt on, and it's a chest. He's a dude.
Chest, yeah.
He's just a really shitty masculine basketball player that needs to play with women. It's like the same thing as that swimmer. What the fuck was his name?
Leah Thomas.
Leah Thomas.
Well, yeah, William Thomas, but famously known as Leah. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, if you just watch Britney, you're like, no, that's
Shit, you're
actually-
right. He's back. You're right. 2 days ago he
Yeah,
was playing.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, he's back.
See, that's how bad they are. The league is so bad they need to allow men to play. Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I mean that it is pretty woke. It's very like progressive left wing, and that's another reason it's not popular. The players are not likable for the most part.
No. I know there were comments saying that we liked it better when there was less people there because it was less distracting.
Well, what kind of a pro athlete would ever say something like that? Like, that's how you know these clowns are not ready for fucking prime time. A professional athlete saying, "Oh, we like when there's less fans because it's not as distracting."
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
You know why they say that. So the league, it still is, but it definitely used to be black lesbian ran. Like, the majority of them are black lesbians, and so butchy, and it's just very cliquey. Like, I've read some like stories in Sports Illustrated about like the back what happens behind the scenes, and they all hate Caitlin Clark. They did
she's not a lesbian enough.
No, because she's drawing all the attention from them. They'd rather play in a shitty league that no one comes to watch if it means that they get to be the center of the little attention that they get. They don't care that Caitlin Clark is going to give them massive giant paychecks. It's like Tiger Woods did to golf. Like, golfers used to make, good money professionally, like a couple $1 million.
Oh yeah.
Once Tiger Woods came in, then because it's brought in so much money and that gets all spread around. And now golfers are among the highest paid athletes in the world. Probably after NBA players. And
see what you started now? I'm fucking sweating my ass off. I'm in a beater now too. Welcome to the Political Orphans, where douchey bald-headed white guys.
Yeah, that's it.
What's up? Before we go to the main story of the day, if you like this show, make sure to like. Yes. Make sure to reshare this stream if you're on X. If you're on Instagram, comment. But the conversation really happened, like what you're seeing, like right here, really happens on the YouTube channel. So make sure to join us on the YouTube channel at the Poli Orphans. And guys, if you believe in what Rob and I are doing, trying to be an independent reporter that creates a space where people from all sides of the equation can actually have a civil conversation, make sure to support us. And the best way to do it, you can do it as a membership on YouTube, but they take like 30% of the cut. So you're mostly helping YouTube to survive. Buy us a coffee. The QR tag's at the top right there. That money is like 5%. We get 95% of the big money. So we accept tips. Yeah. We accept coffees. So yeah, if you believe in it, if not, just comment. Just
throw the comments in there. Yep.
So you heard about this story, right? That there's a leaked audio recording of public safety minister confirming that the gun buyback will be mandatory, and that is because that's what
they're really pushing wants. This. They're really pushing this, and it's interesting because a lot of police state services are coming out against it. Like now, Toronto police has, I believe, OPP has.
The OPP was the first one. We talked about it last week. They were the first one to come out to say we're not doing it. Yeah. I was hoping that we were talking about that last week. I was hoping that's exactly what would happen. That the first one comes out, they're like, yeah, no, we're not doing it. It allows other people to do it. But they found the video I have, I'm telling you right now, is about 15 minutes long. It's one of the directors from the CCFR. Her name is Tracy Wilson. The video is really, really worth going through because she's the only one that shared the actual leaked audio. She's one of the heads of the biggest gun advocacy group in Canada, so obviously I'm not surprised that she got it first. But I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you what the minister Chapapalapapan had to say to try to defend himself in the House of Commons today. But man, what he admits, because he literally was talking to a friend of his or somebody that he knows personally, and the guy recorded him. He recorded, it's like 20 or 30-minute conversation. The video itself that I have is about 15, but some of the stuff that he admits on there is insane. Absolutely insane. I can't believe that they're not going to jail for this, because it is not a gun buyback. He literally admits that it will be mandatory and there's a set budget for it. If they go over, if they're no more money, they're just gonna take your guns and you're not gonna get paid for it. And even if you do get paid, you're not getting anywhere close to market value. So that doesn't even count we bought them legally. I want to be able to own guns because I have the rights to defend myself. I have the rights to shoot them. I have the right to go hunt. Let's not even talk about the fact that our government is trying to disarm us. Just the legal either way, we'll stop it anytime you want. Okay. I'm gonna make sure to put the comment. The reason we're on YouTube for that video because YouTube allows live captions because you're gonna need them every now and then because it's literally Tracy's not a technical person. She's playing the video off of her computer as she's staring in the screen, so sometimes you don't hear it that well. So that's why the captions are on. But yeah, let's start the video.
Hey guys, it's Tracy and it is Sunday. I am coming to you today with some audio clips of the minister talking about the impending announcement on Tuesday where they will be launching the confiscation buyback program. I'm going to overlay the audio onto this video, so hopefully you're able to hear it. I'm going to give it a try. It is a little difficult to set up and I'm trying to figure this out on my own because it's Sunday. Everyone's off today. So I'm just trying to make this work. I also apologize for my appearance. We blew up our hot water tank on Friday, so it's been a fun showerless weekend over here. My hair is struggling. Okay, let's start this off with the minister talking about launching the buyback this coming Tuesday.
That's tomorrow.
That are out of our control. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something else. You may not be happy. We're launching a gun buyback on Tuesday. Yeah. We're not adding anything to it. Okay.
So he says they're not adding anything to it, but it will be launching on Tuesday. Now he's going to go on to talk about how it's voluntary. He's going to discuss deactivation, compensation. There will be no compensation for parts. And he admits that gun owners are going to lose money. So let's continue.
You'll be paying if you already took everything. What is that? You already taken everything. And I thought it was voluntary. It is voluntary. So let me ask you this. Yeah. So if it's a voluntary buyback, yeah. Some people call it confiscation. Yeah. So
he says, yeah.
I have a couple of options. My option is to go have it deactivated at my cost. You'll get compensation for that. Okay, so I'll get compensation for deactivation. So I basically have a...
How much compensation?
Doesn't matter.
Firearm that would never be able to be used again. So basically a warning. Okay. 2 is to turn it into the federal government. Or whatever agency. Yeah, who's collecting it? It would be a collection agency as well. Right? Yeah, right. For what compensation? So what's written in, so let's say one of my ARs, they're giving me, I don't recall the value, I think it's around $1,200. Yeah, somewhere about there. But I have receipts where I purchased it.
Doesn't matter, bro.
For a greater cost. And I have other receipts for, maybe I changed the bull carrier group or a trigger and things like this. There's no compensation for that. No, not for that. We're just saying, this is the blanket, what you're getting. It's not a flat fee though, it's not a flat compensation, right? It's not like it's $400, it's every model. They make a model has a dollar value. Exactly. So like my SIG, and 400, I think it's around $1,200. Yeah. But I paid like $2,400 for it, or $2,200, let's say. So I'm still losing money. Probably.
So the dude's talking about an AR, saying that for an AR, they're going to give him $1,200 as per the price that he's seen. His gun alone is worth $2,400 without optics, without bolt carrier change, without the trigger job that he might have done on his gun. I've done a lot of upgrades to my guns in the past too. Those shit are fucking expensive. But $1,200 for a gun that just the price tag is $2,400.
So
the three options. That's the next option. So the first option is deactivation. You bring it to a gunsmith. He basically destroys the mechanism so that you can never use it again. So it becomes a paperweight. You can put it on your wall because it's cool. The second is take half of the money, not even a half the money that it's worth. And the third option where the guy's going to go, he's like, I'm not going to comply. So what's the third option? Getting arrested? He's like, yeah, but don't worry about it. I'll pay your bail money. Like, it's the most ridiculous fucking conversation I've ever. You're guys, remember, this is the public safety minister. This is not just
who is he talking to?
One of his friends that he's known forever that chose to record him because he's tired of this shit. So he literally recorded him without knowing.
He said, "I'll arrest your." He'd arrest his friend. But he said,
listen. Oh, don't worry, it's not gonna happen. They're never gonna push it that far. Like you'll see, the whole thing is absolutely ludicrous. But basically, the guy recorded our public safety minister without him knowing, asked him all the questions that I would have had for him, took it, and then gave it to Tracy Wilson, that is one of the main heads of CCFR. So,
Yeah, right?
Probably.
The idea is,
So there you have it. You will be losing money on this stuff, and he doesn't seem to really care about that. We're going to skip ahead here. So this person talking to the minister is pretty upset about the cost of his firearms and how he's going to be losing money. And the minister offers to pay him personally for what he's out.
are running around at TPS. Every police force in Canada is spending $100,000, if not millions of dollars, in prosecuting people, investigating people that are on the legal side.
I get it.
If I look at a piece of paper going to my gun range, I can be 5 years in prison for a piece of paper. These guys, I hate to say.
So for the guys that are not necessarily a legal gun owner, maybe Rob, I know you're not, what he's referring to as in I need a piece of paper to go to the gun range, he's not even talking about the registration of the firearm itself to prove that it's yours, but we need a permit to transport. So you need to have, if you have restricted firearms like the AR he's talking about, like handguns, you need to have a special permit that comes with your, it's a piece of paper that comes with your restricted license that allows you to transport, because technically the only places you're allowed to bring that gun is to the gunsmith or to the gun range, or maybe you have a competition somewhere because you're competing with a handgun or an AR, like a 3-style competitions, like I'm sure you've seen those, but you need to have your fuck, why am I drawing a blank? It's an ATT, authorization. Thank you, Logan. Authorization to transport. So you can, I needed one when I moved. Let's say you move from one house to the other, you need to tell the RCMP, I will be moving from this place to this place on that day. That's the hour or the time frame that I'm going to be legally transporting firearms. So that's what he's referring to, like the authorization to transport that he needs at all time if he's taking his restricted firearm outside of his house.
Yeah. No, go
but
ahead.
you can't hunt with those, right? The only places you can go is literally gun range, which in order to have an ATT, you need a gun range. So you have to be part of a gun range in order to be able to take your guns out. Okay. And gunsmith, gun range, competition, moving, maybe you're going somewhere, like you're moving from house to house, but outside of that, you're not allowed to bring that gun anywhere else. But you need that ATT that comes with your that you need your restricted license. Oh yeah, it's not, having guns in Canada is not simple.
These guys are caught, right? Might spend a couple days in jail.
He agrees.
Get a bail hearing. I know they don't. But you're taking stuff away from people that aren't the problem.
Yep.
Yeah. Listen, it's voluntary. Okay, that's the only thing.
It's not voluntary. Yeah. So what's the third option? So I deactivate. I turn them in. What's the third option?
Third option is you don't do either.
And? Then that's what that make me become?
Then it's up to the local police.
So then what's that make me become?
Yeah.
What's that?
Criminal.
A criminal.
So it's not voluntary then.
If police enforce it, yes.
Nope.
Well, of course the police are going to enforce it. Because you're going to mandate.
Well, it's already in the criminal, it's there.
It's already written in the criminal code.
Yeah.
So you're saying is if I don't deactivate or return them at a loss,
Yeah.
I'm going to be.
In your case, whatever your loss is, you tell me, I'll personally.
It's not the point.
I'll get upset. No, I.
Hey, man.
Did you hear that? He's like, whatever loss you get, I'ma pay you.
What?
What are you? There's like 2 or 3 million gun owners and legal gun owners in Canada. Like, what the fuck are you saying? This is why that conversation is so great. Because he literally talked, it was a friend to a friend.
Yes.
And
So
obviously,
it's just like we always know the system works, right? For the elites and their buddies, they like.
Oh, yeah.
And kudos on this guy for having
100%.
the character to show this. But I promise you, that conversation happens all the time, and every 100 times it happens, 99 of them say, "Okay, sweet, thanks, man. That's all I gave a shit about," and we never hear about it, right? Because that's how the system works. The elites and their buddies, the rules won't apply to them.
But good for him, and you can tell the guy that's speaking was prepared. All of the questions that I would have had, he asked them one. That's why the 15-minute video is so worth it, because everything he says is bang on, and the answer of the minister couldn't be any more wrong. He literally confirms everything I was saying, that it's ludicrous, it's not a buyback, it is a grab, it is a gun grab. No absolutely questions about it. And I told you this when we talked about it last time, they will never give us market pricing for it either. So everything that I knew was right, he admitted it on a hot mic, basically. And his friend turned around, fuck you, gave it to the CCFR. Ha! But I don't think much is going to happen with it, but we'll see. But it was said at the beginning, it will be dropped tomorrow, supposedly, that gun grab is starting tomorrow.
Don't shoot again.
Yeah. And I'm curious to see, because I will not comply. I can tell you right now, you can go fuck yourself. I'm keeping my guns, bitch. You want to arrest me? That's fine. Like, what do you want me to do? They're mine. I bought them legally. I used the system the way it was designed.
Mm-hmm.
What? No. And with something leaked like that, you're talking about at least 2 to 3 million Canadians. That's a shit ton of people to say, fuck you, we're not doing it. Because I'm telling you, gun owners had enough of this shit. We have enough of this shit. And you know what's great about gun owners? We are all extremely politicized. We understand that the day you own guns in Canada, you will have a political opinion. Unlike most of the Liberals people that voted for Carney, that are not aware of anything happening, gun owners are extremely aware of what's going on. So, yeah. Oh, and Logan White is bang on. There's a lot more gun owners than there are cops, and that's the thing. You already see that the OPP said they won't do it. I think you're right about the Toronto police saying they won't do it. How many other police force in Canada are going to say, yep, nope, not going to happen? So what they can say whatever the fuck they want. If they have nobody to enforce it, what are they going to do? You think that Chamapalapan is going to show up to my house to take my guns? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Is that his real name? What's his name?
No, it's because I can't. He's Indian and I can't pronounce his name. I'm just being an asshole. Chapalapapan. I don't know what the fuck his name. His name is like fucking this long, and it has too many syllables for me to pronounce. I'm French after all, right?
Wow, Logan says RCMP in Alberta said fuck you as well. RCMP, that's surprising. I mean, I guess if it's going to be RCMP anywhere, it is going to be in Alberta, but just still,
Alberta. Because Daniel Smith is like, she already said throughout the province, we're not going to do the gun grab. It ain't going to happen. So,
yeah, that's it just, there's a lot of growing public pressure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it isn't the legal gun owners. That's not the problem. Like someone said something about an AR further up here. DNL says, I struggle to understand why anyone needs to own an AR, but hey, that's just me. Would like to hear from those who do in my effort to keep an open mind.
Keep this one for the end. Let's finish the video because we're going to go on a tangent. That's the type of conversation I absolutely love to have, but let's just finish the video. Yep. Then I can explain all of that to you. I can explain to you why the AR is such a great platform. Yeah. Not my favorite platform, but it is a great platform.
I was going to say, I kind of agree with that. I don't really see the need for it. At the same time, I just don't think that the legal gun owners are the problem here, and we don't need to be wasting any resources.
It's the same thing as saying, why do you need a car that can go above 100 kilometers per hour? It's the
Yeah, no,
same
like,
thing.
yeah.
Is that really where you want to go down? Like, you either trust people or you don't, right?
Yeah, yeah.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah,
But we'll get
I'm
into
not
it.
super
We'll get
thrilled, but
into it afterwards.
I think legal gun owners are pretty.
We're not the problem.
Yeah,
We're not the problem.
Yep.
No.
Horse in the mouth.
Don't
He's gonna
trust
pay
the
for
way
your
I look.
firearm.
I'm not the problem,
Like,
okay?
I don't know. But I get it. Gary struggles because he doesn't know a lot about the file because he's not an expert. Here, he'll tell you himself.
Right? I have to say, whoever that conservative guy was when you were in the house and you reversed in the role. Yeah,
That was bad. I know that. I know. But it's 3 weeks on the job, man. I've never.
What do you know about the system now? If you don't mind me asking.
I know a lot more. I'm
know
not
stuff.
an expert on this, right? I'm not an expert.
No.
So I understand.
The Minister of Public Safety, the guy that is responsible for the gun laws in Canada, claims himself not to be an expert. I could have told you that just listening to him in the House of Commons. That guy's a tool. He has no fucking clue what he's talking about when it comes to gun. He didn't even know the type of licenses that there was in Canada. He couldn't even name them when he was challenged. But to admit that he's not an expert and you're the one responsible for the file, it's literally, oh man, you know what? I work at a bank, but I know nothing about the banking system. I don't know what money is, and I really don't know. I'm just winging it. Let's wing it.
Yeah, that's not right.
No, you're definitely not an expert, Gary. Okay, we're going to flip ahead here. He's going to talk about the pilot project where they're going to start doing the confiscations in Cape
Yeah,
Breton.
that's scary.
Let's give that a listen. Sorry.
Or suicide, absolutely it happens. And it happens, doesn't matter what it is. Whether it's a van, whether it's a firearm, whether it's a knife. People with mental health issues will do things. Yeah.
Obviously.
But you're going to roll out this confiscation, I'm going to call it, on Tuesday, like you said. And what's the timeline?
It's a pilot in where is it? Cape Breton, right?
Okay.
Cape Breton.
Well, that police force said yes to it.
Yeah.
But the OPP said no.
Yeah.
Toronto police said no.
Toronto Police hasn't said anything yet.
So they're still looking for partners to help them. But as you know, Cape Breton has signed on to a deal. I'm going to flip. Whoops.
That's
I've
messed
gone
up.
too
It
far
seems
here.
like they're having problems finding
Yeah.
police
So I'm gonna
forces
flip
to do it.
This part here where the
Yeah.
minister talks
Yeah.
about, look at this point.
Because this is the big difference, right? When you're talking police forces, you're talking municipal, you're talking police that knows the people from that town, of that city. They deal with them on a daily basis. It's not somebody in an office somewhere that's just looking above Canada as a whole and say we need to send people there, and there. No. You're talking to the people on the street that have relationships with those people. It's like, my cousin's gonna come to my place to take my guns. That's the conversation we're starting to have now.
Yeah, of course.
Uncle
right.
Bob, I'm gonna have to show up
The
to
local law
Uncle Bob's
enforcement
house.
guys, yeah, they live in the community. Of course they're not going to do that.
And where do you think most of the guns are? They're not in the city. Most of
No.
those legal gun owners normally
areas.
live.
Yeah.
Exactly. So those guys know everybody. So you're going to show up to Uncle Bob's house to get his guns? Hey, Uncle, can I get your guns?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck out of here.
That's gonna make for an awkward
on.
fucking Christmas party.
Go on home, bar, slap you silly, you little punk.
Oh, exactly. I don't care that you're in your police
Yeah.
suit. I used to spank you as a child.
Yeah.
You want me to do it
I'll
again,
do
little
it
boy?
Yeah. No, that's not going to fly. That's why so many police forces, I think, are just not. I mean, OPP, good on them. They came out first. Even big cities don't want to do it. It's just it's not a priority. It's a ton of risk. It doesn't need to happen. There's no point to do it other than just to say we got X amount of guns off the streets, as if that made Canada any safer whatsoever.
Yeah. And the problem is that I can tell you from having spoken to some of the gun owners out there, they will not give them away.
No.
If you show up to their place, it's not going to go well. And that's the problem, right? Can you really blame them?
No.
It's their it's property that was legally owned, that was legally purchased, that we did everything we had to do, even though that we don't agree with all the laws that are in place. We still jumped through all the hoops, all the red tape we did. And now you're telling me that you're going to get my guns away, not even pay me for it. And let's not, again, we don't even need to talk about the fact that they're disarming us. Look at what, there was a comment earlier saying, what do you think happened to the UK? Look at what's happening in the UK right now. None of them have guns. They all have knives. But what's happening? It doesn't kill the violence. It just means that the criminals have guns. The criminals have weapons to use against you. But that means that law-abiding citizens don't have those ways of protecting themselves anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's stupid all around. It's bad policy. It's bad law. And I think, you know, if you can't get cops to enforce it, it's not a law.
No, I agree.
He just wants to get it done. Going forward, things will be different. They'll work on bail reforms and stuff. So here you go.
So, as the Minister of Public Safety, what do you think may have done better? I mean, is being rolled today?
Look, I'll tell you, if I were to redo this from the beginning, like I'm picking up where it was left
Listen
off,
to this.
right? And
But you have the power
to roll back. But this is the mandate I was given by Carney.
Cardi wants me to do it.
Complete this.
you guys look like fools rolling, like stepping back.
And not revisit this.
Sure.
That's my objective, right? Just to put an end to this and move on with other additional criminal justice tools, including on bail, including on increasing penalties for people who have illegal and.
He's literally admitting that he does not want to do this gun grab, that it's something from the Trudeau government, but Carney's forcing him to do it. He would rather concentrate on stuff to bring the crime rate down, but he's been told to do it, so he just does it, even though that he has the power to say no, but chooses not to. This is the best conversation you could have had. It's literally two guys that knows each other. Probably somebody that I don't know how they know each other. I was going to say maybe he's given money to his his campaign, but I don't think a gun owner would have ever voted Liberal unless they literally their parents are cousins. Mm-hmm. But it's very interesting. I've never heard a minister be so honest, like a politician be so honest before.
When did this come out? Just today?
Yesterday evening. Yeah, yesterday evening.
Wow.
But it's interesting. There's some comments in there saying that supposedly Tracy gave Gary, the public safety minister, heads up. She tried to meet with him last week in the House of Commons because Tracy, if I'm not mistaken, Tracy has spoken in front of the House of Commons many times. Like I've been following her for 10 years, give or take. Yeah. Like she's been one of the heads of the CCFR forever. She's always one of their main girl. Like she's well spoken, she presents well, she really knows her stuff. So she's a woman. Let's be honest here. A woman gun advocate really sucks for liberals. Really sucks for liberals.
And unlicensed firearms. So a range of things that we're already going to be doing. But this is not new. This has been.
So did you hear that? If he had it to do all over again, he admits he inherited a shitty Trudeau-era policy. And if he had it to do all over again, he would focus on criminals with illegal guns. But we're not there, are we? Instead, you're focusing on us. It's the lack of self-awareness here is incredible. He's going to go on to talk about the only reason they're doing it is because it was a campaign promise. He blames Quebec for this, which I assume he's talking about the Quebec caucus, and we know who sits on that. And then going forward, it'll be a change from the divisive Trudeau era policies. Listen to this.
Wild. Over that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, going forward, it'll be a different approach. Okay, this is completing something that was started 5 years ago. That frankly. But as the minister, you can sit down with Mark and say, "Listen, there's something. We need to address these core issues."
And I guarantee you the guy that's speaking knows Mark Carney because he just referred to him. You can sit down with Mark. As in, did you notice that? It was too casual. You can sit down with Mark as in, bro, motherfucker, come on.
Just giving him
You
access.
can sit down.
Giving him access to the prime minister, just his buddy, right? That's fucking
You can
crazy.
tell that the guy that recorded him is not a nobody.
No,
like clearly to have this type of conversation, they know each other very well.
Oh yeah.
And now he's just like, just talk to Mark, bro. Come on, have coffee with Mark. Like, not Mr. Carney, Mark Carney, our PM, our Prime Minister Carney. No, talk to Mark. Like, we all know who Mark is, but talk to Mark.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny.
And all these conversations, like I've had for the last 4 months, it's been like constant discussions on this to see what's next.
He just won't back
the
down.
conclusion is let's finish this because we committed to it in the campaign. Like
they're just going to finish it because they committed to it, not because it's good policy, not because it'll bring public safety, increase public safety, not because it'll save lives. It's going to cost an incredible amount of money, but because they promised it, they're going to do it.
Campaign promises have always been broken in the past. I know. So why must you go through on this one? Look, just say it.
Sean, the
You know what's wrong?
Quebec, for example, is in a very different place in Ontario, right?
We're talking about Canada. It's federal. It's not provincial.
I get it. Quebec is in a different place than other parts of Canada, right? And this is something that very much a big deal for many of the Quebec electorate that voted for us, right? And that's one of the major things. I think it's.
What I'm just thinking, I didn't think about that the first time I listened to the video, but what's interesting is now he's putting blame on Quebec. If he's talking about the Bloc Québécois, the guy, the little bulldog that always goes after the Liberal, this is the type of shit that he's going to start voting against their bills. Like, now you're just going to piss off somebody that's literally been that's been voting for you guys, for your bills, because you're minority government. You're not majority, right? And the NDP has no power. I think the Bloc has way more seat than the NDP. So now you're looking at them talking against... Oh, man, what an idiot. That Gary guy really did not... Like, that was just a casual conversation between two guys that he really spilled the beans on that one. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Could it be clearer? Yeah. And we're not done, man.
Someone with that kind of, like, who's obviously he trusted him that much that he would say those kind of things, and he turned it in. That's wild.
Yeah, Logan, I think you're right. I think he is blaming it on Nathalie Provost. That's the... I don't know if you remember that. He's going to talk about it in the other video I have of him. But that's the girl that survived the Polytechnic shooting in like the 80s. And she's been a gun activist. Like, she's been a anti-gun activist ever since. And she is a massive voice that people listen to. But, yeah.
Jesus. Is she elected official?
No, she's just a regular person.
An activist. Okay.
She's like the Greta Thunberg of guns in Canada.
Policies, but we made the decision to go ahead.
So there you have it. He knows full well they should drop this. He's been reading those articles, but they've talked about it, and because of the pressure coming out of the Quebec caucus, they're going to march forward with it and blow upwards of, well, we're going to talk about the money here in a minute.
$765 million.
What he says about that. So let me just forward to
No, but hold on. Listen to that part is...
Yeah. First, here's where he talks about how things are going to get better with him in the future. He talks about non-compliance, and he even says that if the guy he's talking to gets charged and put in jail, he's going to pay his bail to bail him out.
Going forward, we'll have like much better.
No, you're going to turn me into a criminal here because you know I'm not going to turn mine in. I'm telling you right now. I refused it.
Yeah. And that's fine. Like, look, I'm not going to argue with you.
Don't worry about it, bro.
I'm not going to send the police here.
Well, no, but the police will come to my house at some point because what's registered, they know who I am.
Yeah.
They know where I live. They know where they are. They're locked in my safe.
Yeah.
I'm going to refuse to hand them in.
Right.
They're going to come in, rip open my safe, right? Take those firearms, put me in handcuffs.
I doubt very much it's going to go that far. Like,
absolutely, it's going to go. Because when you've given a mandate as the minister that these firearms are no longer allowed to be in these people's possession,
yeah. And you have.
Wow.
I will come and bail you out.
And they're calling it voluntary?
Yeah, I will. You're calling me.
That is crazy.
I told you, man, that what would happen.
So
I told
did you hear
you.
that?
This has to
He's
be
like,
a giant
"Nah, I don't
scandal.
think it'll."
Is anybody talking
You-
about this in Canadian media?
Not really, no. Not to the
That's
extent that it
crazy,
should
man.
be, because it's about gun rights. Like, nobody gives a fuck in Canada about guns. Like, the average
Yeah.
person does not care.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about it. I will always be talking about this, but it's not something like I'd love to have Tracy on the show to talk, but I don't think they like me very much at the CCFR.
No, why?
You see what's there? Do you not recognize the person that's right there in the background? That's Mr. Poliev there. So they're not big fans of people that speak against the, because I've approached them before, they never got back to me. So I've approached the NFA, which is the other one. They follow me, but I don't think they won. I remember asking, they didn't get back to me either.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, you have to walk the political line, and obviously I don't. But I would like to have her on to talk about this, because she's a clever girl. She really knows her guns, and she's been in the House of Commons many times speaking about guns. Like, she's really a good representative of the guns in Canada. I don't like her politics, but I don't need to like her politics to like the type of work that she does for gun owners.
Go that far. You're probably not going to get arrested, and if you do, I'll bail you out.
Probably, yeah. Don't worry about it, bro. Trust me, bro. Trust me.
Yeah.
I don't know the part to do that, but.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a couple records.
Did you hear that? He's like, you're gonna bail me out, but do you have are you gonna forgive me? Because now I have a criminal record. He's like, yeah, I can't pardon you. I can't do that. I don't have that power.
Oh,
But
Jesus.
this is corruption at this point. This is not
Oh,
even
yeah.
like, this is absolute corruption. The guy is admitting
This is overt corruption. Yeah, he'll pay for his buddies to not have to have the same penalties as regular people.
How is that not corruption?
Oh yeah, no, it's classic corruption.
I just mean I'm gonna lose my job, Sean. It's not gonna go that far. Like, let's be frank about it. Right? I don't know here. Municipal, I just don't think municipal police services have the resources to do this. Well, right, I think you're right. How many billions of dollars in debt are we?
They can't enforce it. Now, municipal police don't have the resources to enforce this. So why is this even... It's the same thing as we're talking about Bill C9, right? Why the fuck are you putting that on the bill if you're not going to enforce it? So why are you even wasting $765 million to do a to do a buyback or mandatory gun grab if you know it's not going to get enforced? Like, do you really want to piss off the people that much? Like, you're trying to create enemies? Is that what they're trying to do? Because I don't see what else it could be.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. This is terrible.
It's not looking good for them, that's for sure.
How much do you guys think this is going to cost?
Okay, so did you hear what he said? The Minister of Public Safety just said, nah, I don't think it's going to go that far. Nobody's going to get arrested. The municipalities don't have any resources to actually enforce this. So, okay, let's hear what he says about money. How much is it going to cost? And you're going to be shocked at this.
Realistically, the budget for this was $742 million. 742, $742 billion.
742 million.
So let's double it. Let's be honest.
Crazy.
We won't go that far. We're capping it. That's it. We're not.
So
Did you hear that? $742 million. He's like, well, yeah, but you guys are probably going to double that, right? Because obviously governments don't know what the fuck they're doing. He's like, no, we're not. We're capping it. Do you understand what that means, right? Once there's no more money, you're not getting paid for your guns anymore. We're just going to fucking take them away. So it is a mandatory gun grab. Like, he admits to it.
Crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy.
hear that? He just said
The
we're
whole
capping
thing
it.
is insane. The
So
whole thing is
when
crazy.
the funds for the buyback program have been exhausted, you get nothing. Let's listen.
Oh, so let's say, so you take the farms you said was it New Brunswick? Yeah. You start with that. You start with that at whatever the cost that is. Then you work across the country, however way you want to roll the program. I mean, Alberta, Danielle, she's really telling you to go F yourself. Yeah. At one point you say, okay, at $750 million, then you say, okay, we ran out of money, so we'll take yours, but you guys can still take yours. It's a capped buyback, right? It's voluntary. It's not voluntary. It's voluntary. Okay? How is it voluntary? I do not want to give it to you. Okay? Then that's your prerogative, right? But the conduct part, if you
It's voluntary as long as you want to give it to us. If not, then it's your problem. What happens next? That's so crazy. Derek Sittler, I was going to say, he says Gary spent 30 minutes screaming in QP this afternoon. Was he asked anything? Like,
I have the bro. Come on,
okay,
what the fuck you take me for?
So
I got you.
Okay, so they did bring it up. They did bring it up.
Of course they did. Of course they did. Obviously they did.
If you want money back, I don't want money back. I want what I legally can own that I've been able to use for years. I have no issues.
He's like, I don't want money back. Give me my guns.
Yeah.
So let's look at my AR. Yeah.
Okay, so they get into a conversation about what he owns and whatever, but we'll move on. This part right here. So he's asked what he would do differently if he had the ability.
Listen, I told you, if I were to redo this song, from scratch, right? I would have a very different approach to this. What do you think you should implement? If you could start from scratch, what would be the first thing you would do? What I would do is, it's going to happen. Fraser's already working on it, right? So I think on firearms, possession without a license, illegal firearms that we're talking about. Anyone caught with it or caught close to it should face jail time.
So there you go.
So that's pretty much the video. And you know what's funny? That guy definitely knows people because he referred to Fraser. That's Sean Fraser, the Justice Minister. So Gary Shamapalapand, our public safety minister. But you see how they're just they're just dropping names. What I'm saying is the guy they're talking to knows. It makes it sound like he knows all of them because he's like, oh, not our justice minister. No, Fraser. Like we all know who the fuck Fraser is. I know who Fraser is because I cover this shit every day. But the average person doesn't know.
All the cabinet ministers will be. Oh, you mean the guy who's talking to Gary? Yeah. He's got to be high. Because
he's saying Fraser. He's like earlier. He's like, why don't you just talk to Mark? I'm like, I've tried, but he's not listening. But don't worry, Fraser's working on it. Like he's just name dropping. Like you're talking about Gary over there and Bob and.
What does Fraser do again?
Fraser's our justice minister. He's the tall twat that dropped Bill C9. That's him.
Yeah. So that and like he said, he's like, it's gonna happen. Fraser's already working on it. So like he said, it's gonna happen. Like
it's supposed to be starting tomorrow, as per what the guy on the video.
Been put in place and it just hasn't been enforced yet. Is that what's going on?
The buyback has been announced a long time ago. It's true to, I think it was 2023. It's either 2022 or 2023 that they started talking about the buyback. They're going again. Yeah, they're going ahead. It's supposed to be tomorrow. This is what people keep on saying. But here is Gary in the House of Commons today getting grilled by Pierre Poli Orphans.
Mr. Speaker, on Sunday, I had a conversation with an Indian.
I just want to rewind this. You know what I find funny? In the video, like, it looks like when he's on camera, he puts in the Indian accent, but on the recording, he did not sound like he was Indian. Did you notice that? It's the same voice. You recognize that it's him, but it's like, oh, but no, good, buddy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to put an accent to make it sound. It's just interesting. He does not sound the same to me.
Mr. Speaker, on Sunday, I had a conversation with an individual that I've known for many years who recorded it without my knowledge and had it leaked to a gun lobbyist. In that conversation, Mr. Speaker, the subject of the assault-style firearms buyback compensation program was discussed. In trying to address this issue, Mr. Speaker, the individual's frustration, my comments were misguided. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, it's important to have the program in place. This is what Canadians are looking for. And I do want to note that the Leader of the Opposition has voted against every single gun measure.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
By freeing rampant gun criminals and wasting billions of dollars of police and border resources targeting law-abiding, licensed, trained and tested firearms owners, this government has overseen a 130% increase in violent gun crime. But over the weekend, the Minister of Public Safety accidentally told the truth, and he was recorded doing it. He said that the gun grab is not worth the money, that it will go over budget, and it would be better just to lock up the criminals, but that they're going ahead with the bad policy because it's good politics. Does the Prime Minister agree?
And the reason I showed you the video before...
He embarrassed the shit out of Carney.
But Carney's not there. Carney's in New York at the United Nations. Yeah.
This story here has got to
embarrass
big time.
But I showed you the full... I wanted to listen to the audio, the leaked audio first, because Gary now is kind of gonna say, "Oh well, Poliev didn't listen to the thing. Obviously, it's out there, so the Canadians can listen to it." It was worse than what just Pierre Poliev said. Bitch, please.
Yeah.
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, it's a good thing there's a recording of it so that Canadians can have a look for themselves. Let me be very clear, Mr. Speaker. Canadians want responsible gun control. They wanted it in 1989 after a man killed 14 women at École Polytechnique. They wanted it after 6 people were murdered at the Quebec City mosque shooting. And they wanted it after the biggest mass shooting in our history, where a man opened fire and killed 22 people in Nova Scotia. Mr. Speaker, why are the Conservatives against keeping guns off our streets?
What does that have anything to do with what he said?
Speaker, the minister said that his gun grab won't work, that it will go over budget, and that it would be better to lock up criminals, as Conservatives have been suggesting, but that they're going ahead with the gun grab anyway because the Prime Minister wants to pursue electoral politics. Electoral politics, Mr. Speaker. When a mother is hit with a stray bullet, or a police officer is murdered by a firearm, or a bullet flies into a child's bedroom as part of an extortion case, we don't have time for politics. So why is this minister caught on tape playing politics with guns?
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, in order to have a real conversation about crime, we need to have a real conversation about guns. Canadians want responsible gun control, Mr. Speaker. They wanted it in 1989 after a man killed 14 women at École Polytechnique. They wanted it after 6 people were murdered at the Quebec City mosque shooting, and they wanted it after the biggest mass shooting in our history, where a man opened fire and killed 22 people in Nova Scotia. Mr. Speaker, why are the Conservatives against keeping guns off our streets, and why has this Leader of the Opposition voted against every single gun control measure that he has been in Parliament for?
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
That minister did have a real conversation about guns. Unfortunately for him, he was caught on tape. Caught on tape, admitting that the gun grab is a waste of money. Caught on tape, admitting it would go over budget. Caught on tape, admitting it would be better just to lock up the gun criminals who are actually doing the crime. Why is it that Liberals only tell the truth when they don't think anyone is listening?
Interesting. Oh, you're muted there.
There you go. There was another video I wanted to play. I haven't watched it yet, but it was in the House of Commons too. I don't know who the guy is. I don't know him, but just from the cover, the guy, he looked like a bald-headed, pissed-off individual, and I think it's gonna make for a great video. So I haven't seen it. If it sucks, my bad. But I don't believe, like, just look at this guy. Like he looks like somebody that's gonna rip him a new one. So let's listen to what this guy has to say.
Safety minister told the truth. It's true. he spoke about how this confiscation buyback is an incredible boondoggle. Now let's actually hear what he had to say. This is the mandate I was given by the Prime Minister to complete this and not revisit this. It sounds like he doesn't even believe in this. So if the Public Safety Minister doesn't believe in this program, why are we spending $742 million taxpayer dollars to keep it going?
Here, here. The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, I've addressed this issue a number of times, but let me just make it very personal, Mr. Speaker. The last 4 months in this role as Minister of Public Safety, I've received a great deal of vitriol from the gun lobby, Mr. Speaker. If you go into my social media accounts, you will see hundreds, if not thousands, of comments of hatred that's coming through the gun lobby, Mr. Speaker. What the party opposite is doing is reinforcing that. We have a serious plan to ensure that guns are off our streets. That's why we will be going forward and implementing this program, Mr. Speaker. I invite the party opposite to come on board and ensure that our streets are safe.
Honourable member for Kamloops, Thompson, Nicola.
It's always somebody else's fault, Mr. Speaker. What this minister fails to mention is that in Bill C-5, he voted so that people who do drive-by shootings can serve their sentence on house arrest.
Shame.
People who do robberies with guns, house arrest, Mr. Speaker. Nobody wants a part of this program. Canada Post doesn't want a part of it. Local law enforcement doesn't want a part of it. OPP doesn't want a part of this $742 million boondoggle. The minister told us that he just has to put it to an end. So why are they still intent on having this program go forward when all he wants to do is end it?
Here, here. The Honourable Secretary of State for Combating Crime.
Mr. Speaker, the Conservatives constantly want U.S.-style
Jesus.
politics here, whether it's the three strikes or or assault rifles on our streets, which the Conservatives would make legal again.
That's right.
Mr. Speaker, we've seen these policies fail in the U.S., and they won't work here either. Come up with some comprehensive, meaningful change, like the change that we're going to bring with bail reform and sentencing reform, Mr. Speaker.
No, she's a liberal.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I have to reboot this. You want to start taking some comments? I'll be right back.
Yeah. We'll take a couple of comments here. Mike Desser says, "Dummy, Conservatives are not against guns on or off our street. We are against our legal guns taken away from homes." Yeah, I mean that's pretty reasonable.
We're not the problem. At the end of the day, Mike, we're not the problem. Guys like me are not the problem.
Oh, you're muted again. Is Mike shit in the bed again? Yeah, can't hear it. See if it's if you want to use your Apple mic. We only got 20 minutes left anyways. Wise Guy says, I have my doubts on whether this will pass. I would not want to be an MP for any party who votes on this. After all, they do have to go home to their constituency office sometime. Yeah, this seems an interesting topic to me. As Nico said, and I agree, it's just not a big topic for most Canadians, I think. Gun owners clearly feel very strongly about the issue. The average Canadian generally doesn't, although this one seems to be...
by the way, it's not a matter of passing,
unpopular.
but it's not a matter of passing. It's passed already. The buyback is happening. The government is already, it's already done. They're doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just a matter of knowing will the local police or not the local police, but the.
No, it went out again. Can't hear you. I'll take a few more comments if you want to grab your Apple mic there. Bob says it brings awareness to the liberal corruption. Yeah, I mean it certainly is doing that. I honestly most of the things I hear about the gun issue have just come on this show. Just talking to Nico and obviously other gun owners. Clearly, I think the problem, I agreed with DNL earlier. I don't particularly see why anyone needs to have an AR, but I'm not opposed to it. And I think that, I think maybe it might have been Mike made the comment about, with all the illegal guns streaming in, that's an argument to have an AR. And honestly, I can't really argue with that. That's Don't know if it's fully persuaded me, but yeah, it's mostly there. Either way, I just don't feel strongly about it one way or the other. But I feel the part I do feel strongly about is that legal gun owners are not the problem. And placing more and more restrictions on legal gun owners is about probably not even my top 100 of priority lists. You know, it's way behind fucking filling potholes or scraping rainbows off the sidewalks, right? And I don't even really care about that too much. I like, it's just a stupid use, and it's just stupid policy. He says it's good politics. I don't think it is. I don't think it's good politics, especially now that this hidden camera video came out. Now we know they don't believe in it. It's just a matter of, well, we have to do it because Trudeau put it in, or we said we do it on the campaign. Well, okay, but that's why you don't do stupid things. That's why you don't say stupid things on the campaign trail.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's all they do. It's all about virtue signaling. It's just about virtue signaling, just like Bill C9. It's virtue signaling that they're doing. And unfortunately, the conservative are not fighting it that hard, because that's something that they could have been fighting for years. But they keep on letting the goalposts be moved and moved and move further and further and further away. So, and it kind of blows my mind, because Logan White is pretty bang on. He's saying the CCFR thinks grandfathering will solve it. So when we can wait until the CPC gets in, a lot of commenters gave them shit for that idea, Rob.
So who's CCFR?
CCFR is the girl that we just saw that we were watching.
Okay,
that's
she works
Tracy.
For like a gun lobby kind of thing.
It's Canadian. Hold on, what's the definition of? They're the biggest gun lobby group in Canada.
So they're a gun lobby. I just want to know.
They're a Canadian Coalition for Firearm Rights. Yeah, they're the biggest
activist group. Okay, I got you.
Oh yeah, we are. This is their definition. We are Canada's gun lobby. They are a gun lobby.
Okay.
Now, but the thing is that this is the problem with Canada. We are so fucking weak. We're so complacent. We don't want to push the envelope too much. Like, those guys all voted conservatives. Every single gun owner that I know voted conservative. They excused the conservative for not being really pro-gun. They've never really been pro-gun. They always let the liberals move the goalposts. And Pierre Poilievre is no different. He does not want to talk about the real issue of gun ownership, and it has nothing to do with the tools that we need to go hunting. The truth of the matter is that without guns, Canada would have never came to be. You wouldn't have been able to show up here and not have guns to kill fucking bears that are everywhere here in Canada. So don't give me the shit that guns are not in Canadians' culture. It is Canadian culture.
Sure.
We were made because we had rights. We had guns. So don't give me... And they're not fighting it as a right. They're fighting it as a privilege. And it's not a privilege. That's why I'm such a big fan of the Second Amendment in the US. We all know why we need guns. It's not just for hunting. It's to make sure that the government, if they become tyrannical, the people can defend themselves. Because every single country that became communist, what's the first thing that they do? They disconnect God from the equation. They make men weak. And then what do? They get their guns out of their hands. They confiscate guns. You have a bunch of effeminate men that don't have guns.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. So
fair. I can see the argument. I mean, I'm not like, since I'm not a gun owner, I'm probably not as political as certainly as say you are.
No, of course not.
But I understand the issues at play. I understand the frustrations of gun owners, especially like you said, I could imagine most of them just saying, look, we've jumped through every hoop. Even the guy on the tape, I think he said something like, look, I'm okay with the restrictions up that you put on. Like, there's a lot of them, but I'm okay with them. But now you can't then go and say, oh, and by the way, it's all a gag. We're actually going to take the gun. That's stupid. That's stupid. And frankly, if there is going to be a buyback, if there is going to be a buyback, they should be given they should get a profit on it, right? It should be more than they paid.
But we don't want a buyback. Like, there's no gun owner out there that wants a buyback. We're arguing the buyback to make it look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to convince a lefty that knows nothing of guns outside of what they've seen on TV. To tell them that we have the rights to have them. So what do? We try to find common grounds, as in, we paid $2,400 for this gun. You're trying to give me 12. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That doesn't even cover the price of the guns. Let's not even talk about the upgrades that I made of the guns. And that's what the guy was talking about. But there's a bunch of good questions that came out that I want to address, because I don't want to run away from questions like this, because this matters. DNL was asking, let me be 100% clear. I'm not saying legal gun owners are a problem. I'm asking, why do people want to own such lethal weapons? DNL, you could tell me I'm a problem and I would happily debate you. It's not a problem. That's the whole point of this show. So no problems here. I'm asking, why do people want to own such lethal weapons? Why do you want to own a fast car? That's the same thing, because we can. At the end of the day, listen, this is what I need to tell you, because we did it legally. Why do I want those guns? Because I want to be able to use them in a self-defense way. Like, take the AR-15, because you did mention that. I'll address two of your comments at the same time. I struggle to understand why anyone needs to own an AR, but they're just as but hey, that's just me. But I would like to hear from those who do, in my efforts to keep an open mind. So here you go. An AR-15, by the way, the 5.56 caliber is not a very strong caliber. It was literally invented for, man, what are the words I should use? To have a really not that lethal of an ammunition for war. It's almost like, because the 5.56 not a big, I used to reload, I used to make my own ammo. It's super small compared to my 308 or a 30-06. Like, those are not like the 308 is way bigger, way more impact than a 5.56. It is just a regular size. It's not that big. But the thing is, why the reason the AR is such a popular platform, not only is it based on the M16, which is a military rifle, but the AR, it's very adaptable. That's the thing. Like, I could have an AR at 230 pounds, 6'1". My wife, that's 5'4", 115, 120 pounds, could use the same gun because of the retractable stock. Everything is adaptable on those guns, and they're not very heavy. You can build them, you can customize them, but technically in Canada, you're not allowed to hunt with an AR because it's a restricted firearms. You can't, like I was saying earlier, you can go to the gun range, you can go to the gunsmith, but you can't hunt with it. But it's a great size of an ammo for hunting.
Look, at the end of the day, I think most good laws should be reactive laws. They should be put in place to solve a specific problem, not
agreed.
To preemptively try to solve a problem that doesn't exist. So, maybe I would feel differently if there was a ton of AR mass shootings in Canada, but there just aren't.
Which they're not.
There aren't any.
No.
Maybe there's been one or two or whatever. The Polytechnic one is
he could
probably
name three of them.
And if you're going to have 3 in 20, 30, 40 years, that's not...
Considering that there's more than 2 to 3 million legal gun owners. Let's say that gun owners were the problem. So you're talking about 3 cases over 3 million. You're what, 100%?
Yeah.
Like,
so that's
really
not a real
your problem.
That's
no,
not a
it's
real
not.
problem.
I'm not saying,
in fact,
I'm not condoning their action, obviously.
It shows that the system works, and it shows the safety of legal gun owners.
Yep.
So in my opinion, they've earned the right to those guns.
Yeah, you know what? Let me take that, because technically he's right. Like, a New Dog Production is saying, to put it into perspective, the 5.56 is something like 2 millimeters bigger than a 22. I wish I had some. I should have brought some ammo here. I could have showed you the difference between the calibers, but the 5.56 technically is a 223, which is the size of. No, but it's the size of a 22. Like, if you look, it's the same type of caliber. It's bigger. There's more powder. My ammo on a 5.56, I think I was loading it with 50 grams of powder, which obviously is a lot bigger than the 22, but it's not a big round.
No. No.
Did those three all use legal guns at Nico? I'm not sure.
Yeah, what? There's a Polytechnic one. That's the only one I can remember offhand.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I would have to check, but there was a comment earlier, because Polytechnic happened such a long time ago, but somebody said, I think it was Logan White that said in the comments that guy was a Muslim. That would be very fucking interesting if that was true.
Yeah, that would be.
No, his name was Marc Lépine. That's as French as they fucking come. What did he do it with? Because I don't remember. Yeah, no, Frank Lépine. I don't think he's a Muslim. He looks pretty white to me. So see, he used the Mini 14. So he used a Mini 14 just to. I'll show you guys what this looks like. It's a more old school looking. It's not. Doesn't look like the AR. It's not all plastic black and looking all dangerous and stuff. But that's to give you an example of what the Mini 14 is.
Okay.
So I'm just giving you an example. That is chambered, but it's chambered into the same thing as the 5.56 or 2.23. So it's the same ammo that an AR-15 would use, at least in this one. But we're literally talking about 3. We're literally talking about 3. So you're less than on 3 million gun owners in Canada. 3 of them, that's all you can name. And again, I'm not condoning what they've done, but like you said, you're pretty much showing that the laws work. If there's only 3 cases, with 3,
and they don't need to be any stricter.
No, not at all. See, I like that comment. I wonder if that's true, because I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but that's what I was saying earlier, that Anastasia is saying that last week Tracy went to Ottawa House Common and asked to speak to Gary many times. She even posted it on X. She kind of gave a heads up before she put this on air. See, she's a lot more polite than I would. I can tell you guys, if you're a whistleblower, you have story like that to blow up, I'm not being fucking polite about it. I'm not bringing it to anybody that can try to censor me. I'm just gonna fucking put it out there. So good for Tracy for doing it that way. I wouldn't have.
Yeah, but, yeah. I mean, it's all good. It's at the end of the day, it's coming out regardless. But yeah, fair play.
See, this is a comment that I like, because Lori Dodd asking Gary be disbarred over this. He is a lawyer.
I suspect that.
I suspect that if it was me that did something similar to that, I would get disbarred.
Sure.
Will Gary, the minister, the public safety minister, get disbarred? Yeah, no.
I don't think it should matter, but I think in real world, I think it will matter to be able to say, I was just doing what the prime minister told me to do. I'm in the cabinet. I think that would be a defense against getting disbarred. I don't think it should.
I killed that other guy because my friend told me to do it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it should. I just think it will in the way the world works. I can't see a law society disbarring a lawyer who is carrying out the actions of the government.
Although they should, because that should talk
to
your ethics. That talks to your ethics, right? To the type of people.
Think it will. Yeah.
No, I'm agreeing with you, DNL. I'm looking at his picture right now. That's a white guy.
Is it the Polytechnic guy from Quebec?
Yeah, it's Marc Lépine.
Yeah, he hated women. That was his thing. He even I remember I was a kid, but it was a huge story. He let all the guys go when he in the bedroom or in the classroom. Yeah. And then he just murdered all the women. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And he very, very aggressively hated women.
Although he still killed 4 guys.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, the split is 10 women, 4 guys. I don't understand how you can do that.
No, it's wild, right?
That's one thing. I could not, as a guy that has guns, that uses guns, that understand the type of damage that it can do. I don't understand how you can do that.
You have to be a different. You have to be a different kind of person, a different kind of, I don't know, just really, really disturbed person.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
It's funny because that was a long time ago. That was what, the 80s, late 80s, early 90s?
89.
Yeah, but it feels like kind of modern. It almost feels like the first or among the first of what would become pretty normalized violence today. Like we regularly have crazies, whether they're super racist or they're trans or they're whatever going on in mass shootings. He seems like he was ahead of the curve a little bit because those were still pretty rare, even in America back then. I mean, Columbine was obviously the first Actually, I think that's no. Columbine was 99, I believe.
No,
The first-
Columbine is around 2000s. Yeah.
Was
It's
it?
way
Yeah,
after this.
that was the first one that really put school mass shootings, especially on the map. But yeah, I remember that. I can remember that too, coming home from school and seeing that in the news.
But that's a great question, though.
Did he
Did he
illegally
legally
own the gun he used?
I-
It
I'm
does
looking
matter,
at it
certainly
now.
in the context of the conversation we're having here. It does matter. But even still, even if they were all three were by legal gun owners, that's still three over 30 years. That's not a societal problem.
Oh no, absolutely not. No, you made a very, very good point.
Yeah, Derek Sittler said, when I watched the original video with CCFR, she stated New Brunswick as rural. Yeah, I saw that too.
It's Cap Breton. Cap Breton.
Is it Cape Breton? Okay, so it'll be Nova
Cape
Scotia.
Breton is where they're. Yeah, she made a mistake. It's not New Brunswick. I think it's Nova Scotia, right?
Okay, Cape Breton's in Nova Scotia. Yeah.
So you can't go to the woods and you can't have guns.
Although the one place in Atlantic Canada, like Atlantic Canada is pretty docile, I think. Certainly not Alberta. But the one place in Atlantic Canada you probably don't want to go to take the guns, I would say it's Cape Breton.
You don't want to?
You don't want to, no. They're like just a bunch of rural country bumpkin hicks. They're probably the closest to, and I say that with affection, country bumpkin hicks. I know a lot of great people from Cape Breton. But they're probably, I would say, the most similar to Albertans. At least in terms of lifestyle. Like there's a lot of people there who are not going to be cool with cops coming to take their guns. And it's also that kind of place that you were talking about where it's cousin Jimmy is the local cop, right? Uncle Bob is the guy coming to get your gun. And that's going to present a lot of problem.
To answer your question, DNL, it's hard to find any information as to if he was a legal gun owner or not. There's a website here referring to him as a legal gun owner, so I will assume that he was. But I'm only finding one, and I have no idea who that website is. And it's an anti-gun website, so
yeah,
I don't know. I wasn't a gun owner. Obviously, I was 7 years old in 1989, so I don't know what the restrictions were.
Was the AR style gun?
It's a Mini 14. They will call it. They won't call it an AR-15. They're gonna call it a what's the term? An assault weapon.
Okay, sure.
Which is bullshit. It's not even real. Like an assault rifle is a gun that can go full auto. That's the definition of an assault gun, an assault rifle.
Well, it can go full auto. Okay.
Full auto, or it can go burst. That's the definition. So they invented the assault style weapons for guns that are black. But they're all semi-auto. You cannot own a fully automatic gun in Canada unless you've been grandfathered from, holy shit, a bunch of generations. I've never seen a full auto in Canada.
Honestly, full auto would probably be not as effective, just because it goes up and to the right. I think you kill more people on semi-auto.
If you know how to shoot, I've had the chance to shoot full auto in the US. It's not even pleasant. I've shot burst, same thing. To me, it just makes way more sense. One pull of the trigger, one squeeze, one bullet. It just makes, unless you have a Uzi, it would be pretty fucking cool to shoot a fully automatic.
That would be
because it's just gonna go. You're gonna start center mass, and it's just gonna be like a. It's gonna go all over the place. But I would just love to do it because the same way I would like to shoot a tank or a bazooka. I just want to, and you can, bro. If you go to Vegas, you can shoot all. I remember shooting it was not pleasant to shoot. I'm telling you right now, it was just cool to do. But you know the mafia, old school mafia with the drum, the bar. I've shot the bar. I shot the bar with a drum, fully auto in Vegas. Not very pleasant. It's all wood, like the grip is shit. I'm used to ball pup, like brand new guns, ball pup, all decked out. You're like, pip, 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 pip. It's just not pleasant at all, but it was cool because It's in a lot of movies that we watched growing up, right?
It's still cool, yeah.
Just like my old motorcycle, my last one was a 1999 Harley Softail, because it was black and chrome, 1400cc. Like I'm a big boy, so I had a big bike. But it's not the most comfortable ride. It's just I grew up watching movies with that type of. I wanted that bike. Yes, that's how men are. You know the difference between a boy and a man?
What?
The price of our toys.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Instead of doing this with a motorcycle, I do this with a motorcycle.
Logan White. I went to Salisbury, New Brunswick once. What a fucking ghost town. Yeah, the Silver Fox. That's. I always stop there when I drive to Halifax.
Is that where you pick up women?
No. There's. It's a big truck stop. Well, you could probably pick up women there, but I don't know if you'd want to.
The Silver Fox.
The truck stop women.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, we let's see here. Mike says, I felt offended when I heard they were banning all guns black. Like what?
I said it on purpose, bro. Racist, I said it just for you. Because Mike is Asian. So obviously, Mike, that one's for you. No. They're banning all. I said it on purpose too. I knew you were there, bro. Mike has known me for 20 years. If you think I'm an asshole here, I'm even worse in real life, because I don't have. Here, I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful. In real life.
All right, we'll just take this last one and then we'll put a pin in it. Wise Guy says the hoops people have to go through to get a license in Canada's off the charts. They even phone relatives. That's crazy. Sick people don't get guns in Canada legally. Yeah, and that's probably why that, as we said, 3 mass shootings with these weapons for 20, 30 years. I mean, clearly the laws work. It's not really where we need to focus our attention on. However you feel about guns, it just seems like it's a stupid policy. It's a waste of police resources. It doesn't even sound like the police are even going to do it. So just back away quietly and hope people forget about it. If you're Mark Kearney.
Hold on. This I'm going to have to do at one point, because I've heard of those. I've never shot that.
Force reset trigger. What are they?
It does exactly what it says. It resets the trigger for you.
So it's like full auto, but not as hard, or
not faster and softer than fully auto. So again, I don't know the mechanism, but I think the wording is pretty self-explanatory. I'm pretty sure that it has to do with forcibly resetting the trigger.
Yes, okay, gotcha. Yeah,
I think.
Right on. All right, final question. DNL says, hey, gentlemen, keep up the great work, and let's all keep talking and listening to each other. Yeah, you got it, man. That's why we do the show. Guys, we're going to put a pin in there. If you are new, welcome to the show. Please consider, certainly at least start liking and sharing the stream. That should be that's the low-hanging fruit there. If you really want to support the show, consider becoming a member through YouTube or buying us a coffee, as you can see the QR code up in the top right screen. Other than that, guys, we will catch you tomorrow. We've got a lawyer from the Justice Center to talk to us about the hate crime bill. So that you definitely don't want to miss that. And other than that, guys, have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you tomorrow.